Hey parents, I just want to take a couple minutes here just to show you what the Clearview Public Schools app looks like, just so that you can make a decision whether you want to put this on your device or not. Once you have it downloaded on your device, one thing you're going to notice is you kind of get this home screen that looks like this. Couple things about this screen is some of the buttons go to the Clearview site, and some of them actually are with the Denelda School. So depending on what you're interested in here, you may find that it takes you to a spot you weren't quite as keen about, but that's all right. So a couple things, the buttons that I found that are most interesting to me include like the calendar button. So if I click the calendar, it actually shows me what the Denelda calendar looks like right on my phone here. So if I click back, another button I found kind of nice is I often go on the website and look at bus status. So if I click on bus status, that page on the website that you're pretty familiar with, whether you're wondering whether your bus is running on time or not, it's just right here. So you can scroll down to Denelda and you can see pretty clearly all buses are on time here. If you flip the page here, this is kind of the important part. So when you have the Clearview app, one thing that you need to do is you need to pick what schools you're going to be working with. So the red button here says select schools, and you actually make the choice here which schools you want to turn on. The neat thing about this is that Clearview School Division's automatically turned on. So that'll give you things like the division calendar, but you can see here, I've also got Denelda School turned on. So things like the calendar, it shows the events that are happening with Denelda School. If you have another child at like William E. Hay Secondary Campus, you can actually turn that one on as well. So when you go to things like the calendar, you'll have both Denelda School be marked with a blue D and also William E. Hay Secondary Campus, which is marked with the purple W. So I'm going to turn that off because I'm not quite as interested in that. If I scroll back, you can see you can play around with what each button does. But those would be some I have found kind of the most important ones. The other one that's really important, it's a second app and it's called the School Messenger app, and it's this blue app here. So if you have loaded up this blue School Messenger app, what happens is all the communications that come from Clearview, and I'm also going to include my own newsletters through this as well, will actually show up in this area. So I'm going to just take you back to the home page here. And you're going to see in this School Messenger app, I'm going to actually get all the messages that have been sent. So this year, on August 16th, there was already one message sent by Peter Neal about board policy consultation and changes. So I've got that in my inbox. But the one thing that's really interesting with this School Messenger app is you have the ability to make settings and preferences. So if I click on my preferences here, one thing that's really interesting is it's got the list of my phone numbers, but I can actually now control how I receive these. So for example, our school doesn't do this, but if you had a child at William E. Hay, they make automatic phone calls for attendance. So if you want to receive that by phone or by text message or by email, you can actually go in there and choose how you receive it. Any general things, so this would be like my weekly newsletter would fit under the general department. So you can mark whether you want to get general information through things like text messages or emails. I probably won't ever send them out in a phone call, but definitely text message or email I could do, and you can choose how you receive that. Things like surveys at the school or the school division might do from time to time, you can make a choice how you receive that. And the emergency ones, I have to admit, I personally would prefer if you kept all the emergencies on so that if we ever had an emergency at the school, we could connect with you through one of those three options. So it's a really powerful app in terms of determining what's the best way for information to come to you. So I'm just gonna get out of here. Okay, so this is the Clearview app. I'm just gonna take you back. So how do you get these? Well, there's instructions found on the on one of the links that I shared in the newsletter, and also they look like this. So you can see here, you just go to your Google Play Store if you're an Android user, or the App Store if you're an Apple user, and you just click, you're looking for the blue school messenger, not the yellow one's for teachers, but you're looking for a blue one, and you're also looking for the Clearview School app if you're interested in putting this on your device.